What, question mark, question mark, we didn't know what he was.
You gonna leave it at 15 then, John?
Leave it at 15.
But I think it was brought up, we didn't know what he was gonna need, and he was supposed to come back to us.
Right.
Yeah.
He said laptop, camera, I had 1,500 written in.
That's what he had already had last year.
I know, but
That's what you left it at?
I changed it to 1,500.
Okay, I wrote down 2,000, but I don't know where I got that or why.
Yeah, I had laptop,
I'm
camera, and then I
comfortable
put
leaving it
1,500.
at 1,500.
I'm comfortable with
Cause you can get a laptop for 1,000 and a camera for 5.
Oh, easy.
He didn't know really what he's gonna inherit from the
Right.
job, that's
That's
part of the
it.
problem.
There will be equipment
Coming over,
coming over.
Yeah.
we hope.
Okay, so we moved the part-time, we moved the one wage completely out, the 1160. We put the other 3,000 into part-time wages, we took out rent, and we bumped the 37,006 down to 1,500.
Yep. That's what he had last time.
Alright.
Prosecutor. 4D.
Not much you gonna do
I've
there.
got no notes. Pretty much stays the same. With what?
I don't think you can,
I don't think you can touch it.
I don't think you
Wow.
can do much with that.
Supplies.
With the prosecutor's budget, 108? Yeah, I had the supplies need to be reduced, $6,000 for one department. And
Yeah, I saw
I
that
wrote on
too.
there that they can use that incentive money, they have tons of incentive money for the
Yeah, they're
Title
40,
40.
yeah.
They use a lot of supplies, but it's 5
What
women.
did they use last year, Janet?
they,
We don't know.
it's all
because
combined.
Oh, I see. Well, I think that's a big number myself.
I do
Higher
too.
than Any other numbers that we've dealt with
I'm
as far as
comfortable with
supplies.
4.
4?
I would say 2 and make them buy the rest of it out of
I've
incentive.
got 2 written in there or something,
Okay.
You wanna go make it 2 then?
2,000?
whatever.
You know, years ago, they used to pay a lot of that help in there with that funny money, I'll call it, for lack of a better word.
Yeah.
I wonder if they still do. I
I don't
doubt
know.
they do.
I don't know,
Not
Whitler
necessarily
come in here with a budget
Yard.
that we never did understand.
But you know, Whiteler always, he said, well, I'll pay half her
Yeah,
salary, you
yeah.
get her benefits, and I'll take care of this.
Yeah,
For
Nobody
years.
knew what they was
There's
doing.
a lot of slush money around somehow. That fund is pretty lucrative as far as the incentive.
He paid a lot of things out of that.
Assessor's office. Did you get everything on the press?
Yeah, we're gonna bump their thing down and make them use their fees and fines money to
Yeah.
pay for it.
Well, don't go into it like that, like you're forcing them to use that. Just let them, if they reduce it and they need to come for extra money, that's when we can say,
Don't you have any?
right, what about your discretionary funds?
They have that, we moved the full employee out of the, incentive fund.
Yeah, I'm just saying that way they come here, they're like, hey, you didn't give us enough money, that we can question and,
As requested.
right.
So should I put that on the fund out of the incentive or just leave it off?
No, just put
Oh,
on
yeah,
there
just-
$2,000 for supplies,
Right.
Okay,
period.
alright.
Well, yeah, we don't want, the bottom line is we don't think they need $6,000 worth of office supplies. They
I don't
might.
have any notes on
I have no notes on the assessor, but we've made a lot of changes.
Yeah, we don't have another thing on there.
Okay.
We had assessor, read a additional employee to cover new implements, silical reassessment for the 25% that would be done annually now instead of on the 4-year cycle that we have. And you can pay wages out of the reassessment fund. So there's really 2 budgets under the assessor. There's the assessor department out of county general, and then there's the actual 234, which is now 1187 out of reassessment. So she left the elected official and chief deputy in her department of the assessor 109, and she left the 30,000 in for the deputy assessor. So the elected and the chief are out of 109, and the deputy assessor, the 30,000 in wages is out of reassessment.
That's a new position?
That's the new position.
And that's 1187?
1187 is the fund number.
vote on, don't we?
Yeah.
So that would give her, what, 3 full-times and 1 part-time?
No, it would be her and 2 employees.
2 employees and she wouldn't use the part-time then. She'd have part-time
Would be the assessor,
A
the
deputy.
chief,
and
one deputy.
deputy assessor,
And that's where the title goes, assessor,
chief
chief
deputy.
deputy assessor, deputy assessor.
And she's wanting to make that a full-time. You know, the only problem I have with that, they're only busy certain time of the year.
That's the change though.
Well, then
So
here's
it'd
another
be-
thing though, I see here it says secretary. That's another new position?
That's always been there. That's the people who go to the PETA, BOA,
Oh, that's,
whatever, that's out of reassessment money.
yeah, but it's called secretary.
And who is that?
What would you call that, part-time instead of secretary or not?
Yeah, because she uses that Judy Hass lady and Tammy
Sowers?
Rumsauer,
A room sire?
Rumsire, and she pays them both out of that way, the 171. So they don't get any benefits. So really she'd end up with 3 full-time people in there. We just, without knowing how much extra, she has no clue how much with the political, the 25%, how much that's gonna be. You know, before they worked through 3 years and kinda got up to reassessment, now it's gonna be like, you're reassessing 25% of the county every year.
Every year.
But are they gonna be using accurate assessments for that work?
Oh,
I mean, that's what I see. I see counties that they do all their assessing work by themselves. And yes, they will have 12 employees, but they have employees out in the field working. Then you have other ones where they subcontract the work out, and then you just need someone to manage the subcontractors, which makes it completely different. But with the loss of the trustees, remember we were gonna talk about that, possibly doing somebody out there in the field who would go up and pick up personal property, eyes and ears for, how much are we losing by not having those things picked up now?
but Paula, we don't have those things anymore. We
Personal
don't,
property.
we don't have any 101s anymore.
What about if somebody adds onto their garage and it doesn't get assessed?
Gotta have building permit.
Building.
Well, if they get
Yeah.
one.
If they
that's
get
it,
one.
If they get one.
Yeah, that
Usually
would be
that's
the
for
only downfall.
forgiveness.
But we don't have any 101s anymore. The only thing we have, and we don't have inventory anymore.
What
So
did-
we only have 102s and 103s.
What did they do with them, the 101s?
101s are just, we don't even do them. If anything, if plated through the BMV or the DNR now gets their,
So personal
Stick it.
property, you don't get any revenue from that
None.
whatsoever?
none. No 101s anymore. That's a state mandated thing.
Oh, yeah, the farm stuff's on there.
That's a 102.
That's on there. There's
Yeah.
what they're missing. They don't have a clue that, Rita wouldn't have a clue somebody traded combines. Wouldn't have a clue.
They come in every year and
And you know what they say? They throw that sheet out at you and says, everything looks
This is
good?
what you had
Yep,
last
looks
year."
good to me. And back home they go with a new combine sitting in the shed.
Aw, Jim. How could you
Well, I know
trust
some of it. I know some is that way.
I know Pulaski County, one
Well,
of their
we can't
current
remember
councilmen
we
is
drive
a
that
field rep
far.
for the assessor's office. And he
I
goes
don't
out
think we
every
could-
single day.
I don't think we could do that anymore with the weird thing they passed.
So, under, Fund 1000, which is 10109 assessor, there are no changes, correct? That governs the elected and chief deputy.
Well,
And then,
it would be a change if you give her a new deputy.
well, that's
Well,
it.
that's on a different budget.
And then Fund 1187, which is a reassessment, she has a deputy assessor written in there for 30,323. We need to make a decision on whether we approve that position under the reassessment fund.
Let me ask you a question though. If we do not approve the new position, then she needs that part-time help. But if we don't approve it, if we give her a new deputy, she doesn't need part-time on her assessor?
Right, kinda like what I did
Okay.
before.
Okay, so you gotta handle the one new employee first.
First, and then go back to the part-time.
You already approved her a new employee, but then you lost Angie. So you guys once voted for her to allow her to have the assessing deputy that she put on here. Then you lost the assessor, so now you've bumped everyone up and you're minus this position again. So you've already added this position, you just need to ask Rita if she's gonna use it, and that'll change the part-time.
But if we, added it, it should show here as in the 2012 budget, it should still show with nothing used.
Without a reassessment.
It's the elected official, we paid a little bit out of for the elected official for 2012 budget, but there's not a budget for a deputy. I mean, are you trying to say that we've already approved this additional employee?
Go to 1187, the page with the three
Yeah,
things on it.
I'm right here.
And if you go over to that, you did an additional and added the 30,323. You did an additional already, long time ago,
For the 2013 adopted budget?
2012.
It's not been filled, so now we have a choice of
So
whether.
it's not, this report isn't accurate? Because you don't have that in the 2012 budget line.
No, it's not in there.
Okay.
So
Ever
now,
since
who's up there now with Rita gone?
Kim and Rita.
Two
Yeah,
like there's always
Rita.
been.
Just,
Well,
yeah.
yeah, but she's gone with all this school
Kim.
and stuff, so she's the only one there
Yep.
by herself all day?
But
All week.
they've got part-time budget. If they wanted somebody, they could get somebody.
Right, and I think that Tammy, when has been going over there randomly to do lunches or still put data in, but they're pretty much done with personal property now, so.
Okay.
General consensus with a vote on, out of the reassessment fund, 1187, the deputy assessor. Yes or no? Those in favor are yes, signify by your right hand. Those that say no, signify by your right hand.
So you're gonna leave them with two people in their office,
And
and
part-time.
part-time.
And part-time.
And part-time.
And part-time. And
Okay, now,
and the 11th,
John,
Is it-
on the part-time today, is that 8 higher than it was before, or is that the same as it was? Do you know?
Is there enough in there for part-time?
That's just my question, it kinda is going.
Well, I don't think
It
Rita
was 8
knows
last year.
what it's
8.
gonna be like with the new change
Well,
from the
do we need to
state.
bump that part-time up a little bit?
Well, evidently Angie thought so, cause she got rid of all the township trustees.
Yeah, yeah.
And
she-
doing what?
To help her at that time when they were assessing.
Yeah, but it's not personal property anymore.
I know.
No, but they
I
helped,
know.
they
It's a
helped
lot
her.
less work.
So it shows, we don't need to do anything with the part-time then.
Say what you just said again. You're not talking about personal property.
No, what I've made a statement was that Angie evidently thought she had enough help up there when she said she wanted it all and take it away from the trustees. She evidently thought at that point in time she had enough help up there.
Yes, she did.
Now, all of a sudden, we need more help up there.
And we're doing
And
less
we're doing
assessing.
less work.
it shows,
No 101s.
it shows 8,000, expenditures of 2,364, which is 1st of June. And we have unencumbered balance in that particular fund of $5,636, right?
Right, and she's still using that, what, the 11303, the secretary, the 25,000 is doing the data entry that the Schultz brothers bring in. That's Tammy and Judy. Like if they go out and they bring in new stuff that needs drawn and put in.
So do you want to leave that particular line item at 8,000, or do you want to increase it for part-time?
Well, she's gonna have 25 in the reassessment.
She has for
Part-time.
part-time,
Yeah. Also,
Right.
that's- okay.
All right,
which is the way it sits right now.
But you'd say she's only spent, about maybe 2,500 of this 8,000 already this year.
Right.
Yes.
and we need to go back, because now we did not approve this deputy in the reassessment fund, we need to go back in and put half the elected official back in there.
Right, because that's the way it was the previous year.
Right.
We paid half out of that and that.
So, out of the 109, the elected official, I took that down to 20,000,
Even?
yeah. Because out of reassessment, I went 23,962. So we're still getting some money out of reassessment and not raising county general.
So on the assessor budget, we got the elected official, we got the chief deputy salary, and we got the part-time. Now, you're not changing nothing on the assessor, right? Then we're going over to the reassessment. We did away with the new position. Then she's also got, well, she's got it marked secretary, I call it part-time,
Yeah.
25,000, so you're reducing that?
Look at the, on the reassessment budget that you're on now, the 234.
Yep.
The first line where it says elected officials, you see how the difference for the 2012?
I don't see anything that says elected officials.
No, mine don't either.
Well, are you on, which report are you on?
I'm at 1187, fund reassessment.
Okay, yeah, because they used to have a line item there, Jim, that said elected official 21341. But they took that out because they were adding the new deputy.
Okay.
We want,
So you're looking at the old one?
Right.
I see it, okay.
yeah, because we want money to come out of that reassessment if possible. We can, that's the one thing we can take out of there. If we don't, then our county general is gonna increase by 23,000.
So we need to go back and put elected official back in with 21, the way it was,
The elected official back in at 20,
20,000.
and then
I need to be there now.
the reassessment elected official 23,962.
Okay.
See what I mean?
Just you're doing it 23, then you say part-time or whatever you call it, 23 something?
No, it's elected official. Half of her wage is being paid out of reassessment,
I
and
see.
half of her wage is being paid
So half of that's gonna move and come over to the
Right.
reassessment.
like it was before.
Right.
Oh,
But they
okay.
were gonna take the
See,
new
we-
deputy
I
completely
see.
out of
She's got it
reassessment.
all in the
I
assessment.
see it now. So it's going back to what it was.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
You've got it, so when Jen
Yeah.
comes back, we can tell her what changes.
It goes back like it
Yeah, I
was
think
before.
she's already on it,
Okay.
but I'll, but I've got it marked in mine, I can tell her.
All right. Anything else additional on assessor? Extension.
Well, one thing weird, do you guys see travel and mileage?